everybody, it's Margaret with Texas Gal Treasures, and today I'm bringing you a video about international shipping on Etsy and shipping profiles that I set up to make my listing a little more streamlined when I list, so it's a little easier to get things done. So first up, let me open some pages for you. Alright, the first thing that you'll need to do if you are working on setting up shipping profiles is to kind of have an idea of how much your package is going to weigh. So I grabbed an item that is small that I haven't really calculated yet. It feels like it might be a pound. That's where, for me, when it gets tricky, when it's something that is close to a pound but might be under a pound, because it's small, but I know when I wrap it up and package it, it's going to weigh more than I would think. I'm not really good at estimating. So grab something that you have similar items about that weight, so when you set up that shipping profile, you can do that. Also, I got my packaging stuff and box, just so I can estimate. And then I have just a food scale that I use. Now, I have a more heavy-duty scale for my giant Amazon shipment boxes, but this one, and I've compared it to the post office one, so mine runs a little bit light, so I always add on a couple extra ounces. It's about 3 ounces off lighter than what the post office one is. So that's good to know, because when I first started, the man at the post office were like, your weight is off. So it was good to know. So now I know, just tack on a few extra. And you can find food scale. I found some at the thrift stores as well. So anyway, here we go. I'm going to scoot over. And my best friend, I use the USPS, United States Postal Service. So when I want to, let me fix that. When I want to estimate the prices of how much it's going to cost, I'm going to come over here to calculate a price. And I always start with the US, and then I do Canada, because shipping to Canada is a little bit different than shipping everywhere else in the world. So I'll just, you can see my item, I just quick wrap it up just to get the weight, you know. This is not how I would really package this up. Can't really see that. Let me do this over here. So yeah, I wouldn't really package it up this loosely, but I just want to get an estimate. And then I also know I'll have more packing material in here, a little bit more paper, and I put a greeting card, and there's tape, all of those things. So let me see how much this is going to weigh, and then I'll add on some ounces. So it says 1 pound 5 ounces, so I'll probably put on there 1.12 just to be safe. It's easier, it's better to overestimate than underestimate. I put that into my listing that if I am more than $2 over on shipping, I refund the difference, because it just to be fair. So let's say I want to ship it to California, and oh my gosh, I don't know any California zip codes. Let's do San Francisco. San Francisco zip code. Because if it's in Texas, it's not going to be that much. Okay, 94101. All right, so from me, 77549 to 94101, 94101, just trying to get it far. I should do Alaska. Let's do that. Oh gosh, now suddenly I can't spell Juneau. Juneau? Is that how it's spelled though? I don't think so. E-A-U? Juneau, Alaska? There we go. Juneau, Alaska zip code. Somebody's been there before. 99801. So let's try that, because that's even further. 99801. But it shouldn't, look at that. It shouldn't make that much of a difference if it's US. Alright, so here I've got this. What did I say? It was going to do 1 pound 10 ounces. I come down here and click on package, because up here you'll see these are flat rate, express, and things like that. And 1 pound 12 ounces, continue. And then here it'll give me the options, express, priority mail options. And here it looks like online price is $9.97. This is the regular price. So I'll probably put it at $10 for my US shipping. Okay, so when you are calculating your international shipping prices, I'm going to show you the two different ways. There's a new feature on Etsy since they've updated and changed their formats. I'm going to show you the way I used to do it, and then I'll show you the new way that Etsy does it. So I've showed you already how I calculate my So I've showed you already how I go into the USPS, United States Postal Service, and calculate and estimate the weight and measurements for shipping in the United States, Canada, and then everywhere else. And I'm going to come in and show you how to create that shipping profile based on specifically what you would like to put as your shipping, and also how to use the new estimated postage that that Etsy offers now. This is new. All right, here we go. So you'll come over to your shop and come down to shop setting and options. And then over on the side, you'll see shipping profiles. Now here you will find a few, let me just show you the first way. All right, create a shipping profile. So shipping profile, I like to put the amount that it ships for in the US. So I had said it was going to cost $10. US. And here you can choose to set your own. Now this is what I used to do the old way. This I'll show you in a minute. Calculate them for me. Ships from the US. You can choose your shipping time. Let's just pick this for now. So by itself, we said it was going to be $10 to ship to the US. Everywhere else we said $22, and I'll add in Canada, and I think we said $12. And then I have to kind of decide if they order something else, what would I tack on, because it's a heavier item. So I might tack on like $5, Canada, and maybe a little more if it's going somewhere else. And I do, like I mentioned before, I do put in my description, maybe I mentioned it somewhere else, I do put in the item description when they're checking out and they want to read about what the item is. Down below, I'll say international buyers. If you'd like a more closely calculated cost of shipping, message me and I can figure that out for you and change the listing up. But this is just sort of an estimated blanket, and that is what I will save. Etsy to estimate the shipping for you, which is new. And I'm going to put in 10. I already have a profile with this name. So I'm going to put 10 Etsy just to show you what it looks like. So calculate for me. You have to enter in your zip code. And then ready to ship in, same thing. And then you can choose your countries served down here. This says there's 28 Asia Pacific countries. You can come and click them off or take them out, depending on what you want to do. If there were any, see, like there was a problem I had with shipping to the Ukraine. This was on eBay, that they didn't offer tracking and they didn't offer insurance unless you use the Global Shipping Express, or Global Express Guaranteed, I think is what it's called, because of what's going on, in the country. So luckily with with Etsy, you have the option. Let's say somebody from the Ukraine purchases your item, you can contact the person and say, look, we'll need to adjust the shipping, or we'll need to cancel it out, and adjust, to do this Global Express guaranteed shipping. Or if you already know, like, this country has got a problem, just unselect it. If you just don't want to even mess with that, unselect it. Now there are other countries. Now you would have to kind of know, like I know Faroe Islands, somebody messaged me and wanted something, and I found that out just by chance. That's happening with Faroe Islands. So you would have to just know, like, what countries the post office is requiring. The only guaranteed shipping with tracking, insurance, and things like that is the Global Express Guaranteed. But that's a whole nother story. Ramble. So anyway, this is how Etsy does this for you. And here you can see these are the choices that the purchaser has when they buy the item, that if they want you to ship it priority, buyers will choose from these services at checkout. Now, if you're saying, I do not want to offer flat rate, I do not want to offer first class. So this is kind of tricky. I'm wondering, I'm going to have to look at that USPS first class, because if something can be shipped first class, yes, somebody can also choose, say, oh, I want it shipped priority. I'll pay for that extra for it. But if it's priority, I'm wondering if it'll automatically click out and not let them choose first class, because if it's over a certain weight, they can't. I haven't looked into that. Handling fee, I don't do this. Save it out. So I've gone through and I've saved a couple of my listings with the calculated, just to show you. Now I'm going to show you the calculated ones first, and then I'll show you how it works on mine where I choose candy dish. Candy dish. Here we go. So here we go. Candy dish and shipping and policies. This is where Etsy has chosen for me, and to the United States, $9.75 is what they estimate. Now here is how they did that. I missed a step for you. In order to have them estimate it, you have got to tell them how much your item weighs and the shape of the box. So that's a part that I don't like, because that's a lot of front loading in my opinion. I'd rather kind of just estimate and move on from there. So here we go. Shipping profiles. No, that's not what I want. Okay, quick edit multiple listings. So if I want my candy dish to use the express, Etsy's estimated shipping, I have to come in for that item and put in exactly the weight and the size of the box, because if I don't put those in, Etsy won't let me use theirs. See, it's popping up already. An error occurred. I can estimate it on my own and type in my own shipping for the different countries, and I don't have to put that in. But in order to use Etsy's calculated shipping, you have to let them know my box is going to weigh this much, my box is going to be about this big, and these, I just estimated these out to give you an idea of what it would look like. See, so this one is one that I have my personal, I can even put it, let's do it, switch it over to this so you can see. See, check, it lets me save it out because that's one that I have entered in. But yeah, if it's an Etsy one, then no. I've got to have those numbers typed in for them to estimate it out for me. See, this was the one I said 1 pound, 12 ounce. I feel like I'm talking around and around. So, okay, now let's go back and I'll show you so that you'll know if you choose that option, you've got to go in and manually enter the weight and the size of the box if you choose Etsy to calculate it out for you. But then here, because they have calculated it for me, where I thought it was going to be about $10, they have narrowed it down to the nickel, $9.75. The UK, $25.75, which I had it at 22. So, I just kind of estimated it out. Canada, we had it at what, $12, and they have it at $17.55. So you can kind of see. And then here we've got the item where we entered in the shipping. So this is what it would look like, straight $10, because that's what I said. UK, $22, and then Canada, $12. So it just pops up right exactly what I said. So, I think that just shows me that maybe I need to go back and estimate some of my prices or my weights and things a little differently. So it's a little education for me. Sorry, I'm playing with this. Okay. So, any questions? I'm going to try to edit this so that it's not so choppy. I feel like I've just talked around and around things. But just a little recap. There's 2 options on Etsy for setting up your shipping profiles. One is to enter in your own prices and estimate them on your own. The other is to allow Etsy to estimate those for you and calculate them, but you have to enter in the box size, you have to enter in the weight of what you think your package is going to be. So hopefully you find this helpful. That's how I do it. Usually I enter it in myself, and those, of course, the examples I showed you looked way off from what I had thought they would be, but I really don't have that many that turn out that way when it's all said and done. Every now and then I'll have an item that's $1 or less off on the shipping, but usually it's more in the buyer's favor and I have to refund, a little bit. So anyway, if you have any questions for me on any of this, please let me know. I'm happy to answer them. Any comments are appreciated, and if you have any other questions that you'd like for me to explain, if I'm able to explain it, I'm happy to do it. So that's pretty much it as far as shipping profiles and shipping internationally on Etsy. Hope you go out and enjoy yourselves, everybody, and I will talk to you later. Bye.